Have you ever tried doing something simple, like tying your shoe or getting up from the floor, and felt that it took more effort than it should have? Maybe you thought it was just aging creeping in. But what if I told you that these little challenges are actually natural tests from your body, and that doctors use this kind of thing to predict how much longer you can live with independence? It's not a guess, it's not superstition, it's science. And today, you'll find out if your body is still saying, "Yes, I can." Before we continue, tell me your name and where you're watching from in the comments. Whether it's a small town in Minnesota, the heat of Florida, or the chilly air of Oregon, let me know. I love imagining each of you watching this from the other side of the screen, maybe with a coffee in hand, wondering, can I still do this? Let's get straight to the point. The human body is smart. It shows when it's healthy, and with even more subtlety, when it's starting to lose strength, balance, or independence. And one of the most reliable tests doctors use to measure this is something that might seem childish: sitting and standing up from the floor without support. Sounds silly, right? But this simple movement involves leg strength, torso control, balance, and coordination. 4 factors that, when maintained after 70, indicate that your body still has a good reserve of life. A study done in Brazil, with over 2,000 people over 60 years old, and published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, showed that those who could get up from the floor without support had a higher chance of living more than 10 years, with quality. And more, for each point lost in the test, the mortality rate increased. Now imagine this scene. Mr. Walter, 72 years old, lives in a small town in Georgia. He wakes up early, enjoys taking care of his garden, and always makes a point to grab the mail himself, even if it rains. One day, at a routine checkup, his doctor, Dr. Haynes, asks, "Walter, sit here on the rug and try to get up without using your hands." Walter sits calmly, crosses his legs, and manages to get up with a bit of effort but without support. The doctor smiles. "You might not run like you used to, but your body is still saying you've got a long road ahead." This is what they call functional age, because everyone knows their calendar age, but the age that truly matters is the one your body shows you every day. And the opposite happens too. Some people at 68, 69 years old can no longer get up from the sofa without using their arms, or they have to pull their leg to get into bed. It's not just tiredness. This is the body saying, "We're losing power." It's a warning, a cry for help. And the longer we ignore these signs, the faster the body slows down. But what if you tried this test and couldn't do it? The first thing I'll tell you is, don't blame yourself. This isn't about failure. This is about reality. And reality only hurts when we pretend it doesn't exist. If you know what's happening with your body, you can respond. You can start small, you can relearn. Do you know what the first step is? Recognizing that every time you sit down and get up on your own, you're fighting against the clock. And you're winning. In the next part, I'll show you other movements that reveal your life expectancy, and more importantly, what to do to recover these movements if they've already started to fail. If sitting and getting up from the floor reveals so much about your body, imagine what else it's trying to show you every day. Because the truth is, it's not just about what you can do, it's also about what you've stopped being able to do and didn't even notice. There's another test doctors use in geriatric checkups in the United States. It's so discreet that it seems just like another everyday gesture, climbing a flight of stairs. No running, just climbing 10 or 12 steps like you would to go to the second floor of your own house. And do you know why this matters? Because to climb stairs, your body needs a joint effort from the lungs, heart, legs, and balance. If you get to the top without being out of breath, without needing to hold onto the walls, without feeling dizzy, your body is saying, "I still got this." A study conducted at Harvard University showed that people over 70 who could climb 2 flights of stairs without stopping had a 37% lower risk of early death. And it's not just about physical effort. It's about how functional your body still is. Think of Mrs. Brenda, 75 years old, who lives in a 2-story house in Vermont. She goes up to her bedroom every night without thinking twice. Her son suggested installing one of those chairlifts, but she refused. She said, "As long as I can go up on my own, I'll keep doing it." And do you know what? Her doctors say that this repeated movement, this daily commitment to her body, is what keeps her strong. Not because she wants to prove something to anyone, but because her body understands, I'm still needed. Now compare that with Mr. Glenn, 68 years old from Arkansas. He stopped using stairs because he was afraid of tripping. He started avoiding walking outside. Now, he does everything by car. Little by little, he lost strength in his legs, started feeling back pain, and began leaning on the walls even to walk inside the house. What changed? His body stopped being challenged, and when the body is no longer challenged, it begins to give in. That's why when the doctor asks, "Can you climb stairs?" they're not just asking about the stairs, they're asking about your autonomy. If you can still do it, even slowly, even with care, that's a very clear sign that you're in control. And there's an even more subtle test, but perhaps the most revealing of all: standing still on one foot for 10 seconds. Does it seem trivial? Well, this is one of the most used tests in geriatric clinics in the US and Europe. Balance is one of the first senses to deteriorate with aging, and along with it goes the confidence to walk, the security to go out alone, and even the ability to recover from a fall. A study conducted in the United Kingdom with over 1,700 seniors showed that those who could stand on one foot for at least 10 seconds had double the chance of living another 10 years with functional independence. Because balance involves more than strong legs. It involves neuromuscular coordination, reaction time, and core strength, what physical therapists call core stability. Want to try now? Stand near a wall or a chair for safety. Lift one foot off the ground and mentally count to 10. If you can do it easily, great. If you wobble, lose your balance, or quickly support yourself, and don't worry. That's your body saying, we need to train. And you can train. You can improve. You can recover. Balance, strength, confidence, all of it can return. This is what many seniors learn in functional rehabilitation programs here in the US, like Stay Strong Seniors in California. There, people who could barely get out of bed without assistance are now walking in the park, climbing stairs, dancing with their grandchildren. And you? How's your strength today, your balance, your ability to walk safely? Is your body shouting or whispering that it needs attention? In the next part, I'll show you what you can start doing today, even with limitations, to strengthen your body, protect your autonomy, and make sure these small movements continue to be part of your life for many more years to come. If there's one thing that's clear by now, it's that it's not the age on your birth certificate that defines your life expectancy. It's what you can do with your body today. It's how much it still responds, how much it still moves, and most importantly, how much it's still your ally. And the most powerful thing in all of this is knowing that you can change the course of this story. Even if today you struggle to climb stairs, even if you can no longer get up from the floor without help, even if you've lost balance and confidence in your own steps. Because the body, even at 70, 75, or 80 years old, is still an adaptable machine. It just needs one thing: to be challenged with respect. In Michigan, at the Ann Arbor Community Center, there's a group of ladies who meet 3 times a week to walk in circles inside a gym. They walk laps while talking, telling stories, sometimes even praying together. Do you know how they started? With 5 minutes of slow walking, stopping every 2 minutes. Today, after 3 months, they can walk 30 laps without stopping, some even with a small weight in their hands. And more important than strength, it was the confidence that returned. Today, they cross the street alone, carry their bags without fear, and even plan to take a trip together. And it all started with one step. Just one. That's what I want you to understand. These movements that reveal your life expectancy, sitting and getting up from the floor, climbing stairs, standing on one foot, aren't just tests. They're invitations. Invitations for you to reclaim what you've had and can have again. Invitations to regain the joy of being autonomous, to go out when you want, to walk without fear, to be yourself. And even if today your body is saying, I can't, you can teach it to say, I can still try. Start small. Today, get up from your chair without using your hands, at least once. Tomorrow, try climbing one flight of stairs slowly. By the end of the week, see how long you can stand on one foot, even if it's just for 2 seconds. And celebrate every small win. Because longevity is not built with miracles, it's built with persistence. Tell me in the comments, which of these movements can you still do easily? And which one do you want to do again by the end of the year? Because I'll tell you one thing, your body is listening. It listens when you decide to take care of it. It listens when you wake up with intention. It listens when you choose not to give up. And when it listens, it responds. You can still live a lot, but more than that, you can still live well.